Hello, friends. This is Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, and today I'm going to be working in my mixed media pad, my art journal, and I'm using a page that already had some other stuff on it. I had added some texture with a stencil, with some molding paste, and then I was testing out a purple, I don't know if, I think it was a paint. I was testing out a purple paint up in the right-hand corner, and I'm just going to cover all of that up with Waverly. This is the color called Celery. It's a really light, beautiful green color. So I'm covering the whole thing with celery green just to get started and get a base coat. Hey, if you're new over here at the Comfy Nest channel, I would so appreciate it if you would subscribe so that you get notifications when I post new content. I'm really trying hard to connect with new folks over here and some of my regular followers and fans and membership club members from over on Facebook. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, so I'm not even going for full coverage here. I have another, I'm going to be layering some things, but what I wanted to do is to cover up the purple, cover up the molding paste, get a really pretty soft green color underneath. So that's what I'm doing here, and not really concerned about getting full coverage, just getting a nice coat of that beautiful green color on there. So I'll go ahead and go in with a hair dryer. And I did speed this video up a little bit just so that it was faster and easier and more convenient for you to watch. While you're watching, I would love to hear from you. Let me know where you're coming in from. And I would love to know, do you work in a mixed media journal or an art journal of any form? I'd love to know that. I've become a real big fan as the years have gone on, and I've created and created. I've recognized you can only have so many canvas panels and wood boards that you've created on. So the books are perfect for being able to create on a regular basis and to have almost like a little library of all your creations in one spot. So I love working in my mixed media or pads or any journals of any kind for doing art and creating crafts. Okay, I'm coming in with some, this is literally used tissue paper, you guys. It was sent to me in a gift. It's just white tissue paper, but it has those little metallic polka dots. I know you can't see them from the screenshot, but it has little metallic, almost like confetti embedded inside of the paper. I'm sure you've seen this paper. It's been around for a long time. And I'm just going to use it to cover this green. So it's a white paper. The green will show through it a bit. And the confetti is going to show, that metallic confetti, but it's all, the paper's all crumpled up because it's used. So what I love about this, beside the molding paste texture that was underneath the green paint, now I'm adding another layer of texture with this crinkled up paper. And I'm laying it on semi-flat, but using the matte medium. I'm using a liquid matte medium from Liquitex as my decoupage medium. And I'm using that to just secure the paper onto the tissue paper onto my surface, which is just a page in my mixed media journal. So I'm just going to continue to do this. You'll see me for the next few minutes, just tearing the paper in random shapes and coating, covering the page with this using, like I said, the Liquitex liquid matte medium. Okay, and I'm just finishing up with the collage part of it. And this is a liquid glue. It's a matte medium that's liquid by Liquitex, and I love it. It really is easy to work with. It's really got a great texture to it, or a consistency. But you do need to dry it because it will be wet, or just let it dry. You know, walk away for a little while and let it dry on its own. Either way, I use a hair dryer on a warm setting to dry that. And now here comes the star of the show for this project. If you know, or if you've been following me for a while, maybe you don't know, I am a brand ambassador for Essential Stencil. I love their stencils. They come out with designs quite often. They have a fabulous membership program called the Stencil of the Month Club. And I've been using their stencils for a long time, for years. And I've represented the company for a couple of years. And I just want to encourage you, if you want to try this stuff out, if you want to try out their stencils or join the Stencil of the Month Club, use my discount code, The Comfy Nest, and that will get you a discount on either the Stencil of the Month Club your first month. You'll get half off, or 10% off anything that you order from the site. Now, this stencil is called Sunflower Floral Set. It comes with two gorgeous, huge 12 by 16 inch stencils. As you can see on my 9 by 12 paper, I can only use, in my 9 by 12 book, I can only use a part of this because it's such a large stencil. But it turns out beautifully. You're going to see in a few minutes that it does turn out beautiful. This set is limited in quantity right now. There are about 85 of these left in stock, I understand. Today's date is March 8th. 2021. So if you want this set, which I think is kind of something we can use year round. Florals are something that we can use year round, and using just part of it is a great way to incorporate it into both large and smaller projects. So if you want this, go to essentialstencil.com today. Use my code, The Comfy Nest, to get your discount to grab it. So it comes with two floral stencils. I'm just using one of them, and it is a sunflower set. And I put some of my paints that I picked, the two colors of paint that I picked, onto that little, it's like a little Christmas plate. It's like a leftover Christmas Santa Claus paper plate there. But I'm using a foam dauber, and I'm applying the paint. And after I get the base coat of paint on for the floral, I go into the greenery. There are some leaves and stems for this, and the green that I had was much too bright, so I combined it with the brown that I used in the center of the floral, the center of the flower. I just added a little bit of ground to the green that I used. I hope that just shows you just to use what you have on hand, especially with paints. You can mix, you can combine colors to get the look that you're looking for. Like I said, the green that I had was way too bright. I wanted a much muter tone, so I just added some of the brown that I had, made it really easy. Next, I'm going to go in with some metallics. So I thought it'd be really nice to add some metallics to the florals. So I took, for this page, I grabbed first, took the yellow that I used for the florals and a paintbrush. After I took the stencil off, I grabbed a small detail brush, and I just used the yellow that I used to stencil on the floral, all of the flower petals. I use this detail brush just to embellish it a little, to widen out some of those florals, to fill in any spots that I may have missed with the foam dauber, just to complete the florals and really clean up any of the stenciling with this detail brush. It's just a great tip, a great way to help you know that even though you're using a stencil, it can be a guide. It doesn't have to be the only thing that you use. You can take the stencil off and then use a paintbrush to embellish or to add or to elongate petals, for example, or to widen them if you want to. So that's what I'm doing here. Then I took some metallic gold. The first paint that I used, the first yellow, was just a basic flat acrylic paint in like a gold color. Then I grabbed a metallic gold that has a sheen and a shimmer to it, and I used it all over these floral petals to outline them and add some metallic sheen. Again, this is really hard to see in the video. I'm going to try, if you stay till the end, I take some really close-up shots of the florals. You're going to get to see the texture. You're going to get to see that metallic sheen at the very end of the video. Right now it's a little bit more difficult to see, but you can focus on how I'm applying it, where I'm applying it on the outside of the petals, using that detail brush just to add some more dimension and texture to the look of these florals. So it's not so flat and one-dimensional. It really adds a lot to your projects, and it's just super fun. I love using metallics, metallic paints and glitters and shimmers and pearls. I love adding those to my projects. So I encourage you to do the same. Just take that creative liberty, that creative freedom to just use what you have on hand, and combine the different supplies that you have to create in whatever way your little heart desires. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm going to continue to add that floral, the metallics to this floral. Okay, and next up, continuing with the metallic theme, I thought I'd grab some metallic green and add it to the stems. And so I grabbed it, I put a little dab on this paper plate and grabbed a new detail brush and started in on one of these leaves with the metallic green. And you guys, I didn't love it. Quickly got a Huggies baby wipe and I wiped it off. The colors just didn't match. They didn't jive. I did not like it. I scooped up as much of that metallic green to put back in that pot or that jar, and decided I would just leave it as it is. So here you're going to see some of the close-ups, and I want you to look really at the texture that was created with the modeling paste or the molding paste. And then you can see the texture through the paint, which is really fun. And you can see some of the metallic sheen on those leaves right there, that gold metallic, just so beautiful. I finished the project off by adding a couple of sentiments, a couple of little chipboard words that I have with some hot glue. I hope you guys appreciated and enjoyed this project, and I hope it encourages you and inspires you to go create on a daily basis. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.